Hey everyone, I'm Erin Wheelock, an associate broker here at Keller Williams in New York City with the Wheelock team. We are here to help people who are relocating or buying and selling. Today, we are going to talk about 5 things that you need to know before you buy here in New York. Number 1. We don't have an MLS here or multiple listing system. The most commonly searched sites are going to be StreetEasy and Zillow. However, if you're looking to buy, do not go on there and start clicking because StreetEasy is not really a search engine. It's nothing more than a money-making lead generation machine for StreetEasy. What they do is when I go get a listing, I'll put the listing on there, right? Because this is what people do search on, and it's gonna put some other agent's face on my listing. That's how StreetEasy makes money. So if you are a serious buyer, I highly suggest you find one agent. No, but one really good agent and then just work with them because you can start clicking and you're gonna get about 20 phone calls when one agent who's really good can just show you everything. Number 2, you gotta know about our timelines. This is not California, Texas, Florida. We are not closing things in 2 weeks or even a month. Unless you're buying a townhouse all cash, then maybe you're gonna close in a month. Either way, we're seeing commitment letters taking about 45 days. After we get that commitment letter, your board package will go in. And if you aren't financing, then of course we can just get the board package ready, send it in. So that'll maybe take off about 2 weeks, depending upon how quickly we get your paperwork. Then it's gonna go through management, then it's gonna go to a board, and if it's a condo, it'll go straight to close. If it's a co-op, they'll ask for an interview, but we still need approximately 5 to 7 days to schedule that closing between the attorneys, the management, the bank if there is one, transfer agent, buyers and sellers. We agents are last, which is totally fine. But it takes a while. So we always tell people that when you're looking to buy in New York City, be prepared to have from accepted offer to actual close be at least 3 months. Maybe give yourself a little bit of wiggle room for 4 months. That brings me up to number 3. New York City is a dual attorney city. What does that mean? That means when it comes to the contract, the little bits and pieces that are negotiated are going to be done between 2 attorneys, one of them for the seller and one of them for the buyer. Your attorney as a buyer is not only going to work on the little details that are very important in the contract, but they're also going to be reading the building's financials. They're going to be reviewing all of that with you, the house rules, letting you know you can't Airbnb, this is what the sublet policy is, etc. So they're gonna go over all of those legal things with you before you sign the contract. But we are a dual attorney city, so before you buy, just make sure you know you need one, and you should be able to get a few recommendations from either people you know that have bought or the agent you're working with. Number 4. When you're putting in the offer, a lot of times things come up, right? Inspection, no inspection. Here's the deal. We will never tell you not to do an inspection, right? It is not my home, it is your home. If you feel more comfortable with an inspection, absolutely do an inspection. One of the reasons why it's not the most common thing inside condos and co-ops is because generally what's inside of the walls, like between this wall and the other wall, is going to be the responsibility of the building. So if something were to happen, again, it is generally the responsibility of the building. Your attorney will go over that with you. Also, in New York City, before you close, you'll have a final walkthrough, which means we're going to go through, test all the electricity, make sure that all the appliances work, make sure there's no crazy holes anywhere. Units do need to be left in broom swept conditions. So we'll make sure that we have that all ready to go in your final walkthrough. And if there is anything that's broken, not working, etc., then the attorneys will either hold some money in escrow for it to be fixed, or they'll have it fixed before the closing, or they will have some sort of a credit that is agreed upon between buyers and sellers given to the buyer to have whatever isn't fixed, fixed. It's not like a townhouse, which we always say do an inspection, where you are looking into the roof and all of the different aspects of the building to make sure that it's structurally sound, etc. Or if you have something that you're gonna do a complete renovation to, you might want an inspection, right? See when the electricity was last done. But either way, The decision is always yours, but again, it's just not the most common thing inside condos and co-ops in New York City, and that's why. Last but not least, number 5. And this one I think throws people off the most, and I apologize, I don't make up the rules. We're gonna submit an offer with a closing date. That closing date is gonna go on the contract. We're not gonna close on that date. I have yet in my 10 years of experience to close on the actual date that is on the contract. Why? I don't know. It's just how it works here. So when you have that closing date, it's always a 30-day grace period. So you have on or about the closing date, and then you or the seller has up to 30 days that you can push that out in order to close. It's probably because there are boards, management, so many people involved in this transaction. It would probably be pretty hard to time out a closing date to a specific day. And as I say that, yes it is. That's why we usually don't close on that closing date. Anyways, I hope that this was helpful for you. We are always going to be here for all of your purchasing needs. And of course, if you have any other questions, because New York City is a different beast, we would love to help you out. Make sure that we are guiding you accordingly on your way to purchasing your first or next home.